What do you mean take shower? I always take shower. Where you guys running around all in the mud? Get out of here. Hey, check it out. A real baseball jock.
Don't lie. Wow, I bet he's got astroturf in his knapsack.
Oh, no. Don't tell me I have to put up with them at the bus stop every day.
Hi, Zach. Hi, Zach.
Hi, girls.
Why do girls always throw themselves at guys like him?
Do you like him? Well, if you weren't wearing your pajamas. I might introduce you to him, but, how did practice go?
What a waste of time. The coach is a freak. We don't play baseball, we do calisthenics. His whole trip is warm up, warm up, warm up. All we do every day is push-ups, sit-ups, and stretches.
Can't be all that bad. You're on the varsity team.
Big deal. I'm not gonna make first string. I'll just end up warming the bench. It's a real drag. I should quit.
Quit now? You don't know how to work out. You should stick with it. Hey, it's worth it. I wish I had made the team. You're gonna get a letter for your jacket. That'll make points with the girls, bench warmer or not.
Yeah, sure. Then how come Zach Thornton always has girls drooling all over him? What sports did he ever play?
Well, let's see. He's played skip the class, flick the teacher, lead the gang, ditch the cops.
Maybe Zach's got the right idea. Seems to have a lot more fun than I do.
Fun? Hey, Zach's a quitter. He quits everything. He even quit computers, and he was good at computers. He taught me what I know, but he quit because the cool kids always made fun of him. He started being just like him. He lets them push him around. He just cares too much about what they all think.
Oh, come on, Dan. Zach doesn't care what people think. Everyone either likes him or is scared of him. He's not afraid of anything. Hey, what about all those stories about the stunts that he pulls?
They may be true, but he does all that stuff just so his friends will like him.
I'm not so sure. Zach seems together to me. I'll see you later, Dan.
Gary!
Yeah?
Do you want to go out to the lake this weekend?
I can't. My customers have been calling and I got extra yard work to do. I'm never gonna have any fun.
Pajamas, huh? Well, maybe I'll change clothes at school. Maybe I should start lifting weights and combing my hair different, like Zach's.
Hey, pajama boy. Got a new outfit, huh? Hey, are you deaf and dumb or just stumped?
I'm waiting for a bus. I'm not looking for a hassle.
Hey, no hassle, man. I'm just looking for somebody to talk to, okay? Hey, aren't you Gary?
Yeah?
Gary, well, I'm Zach.
I know.
Did you burn your baseball pajamas or are they still in your suitcase?
I changed them after practice.
Oh, practice, practice, practice. Lots of fun, huh? Well, let me tell you. The coaches always say, if you work hard enough, they'll make your first string, right? Yeah? Well, they lie. All they want you to do is a bunch of push-ups.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I just don't like anything that takes up my free time.
Why? What do you do with it?
Hey, I know how to have a good time. I do what I want. Nobody tells me what to do. If I want to skip fifth period and go play defender, I do it.
Hey, I play defender. What's your high score?
408,000.
Mine's 418,000.
Oh, yeah? You up for a challenge?
Sure. When?
Tomorrow, 3:30 at game time.
I can't make it. I've got baseball practice.
Oh, man. You've had baseball practice 4 days in a row. You can skip one day.
Why not? It's about time I had some fun.
Sure, I'll be there.
Pleasure, pilot.
You find us, Daddy.
All right, Zach, you're at 360. Use your smartphone.
You're up.
Oh, he just passed you. He's at 72. Hey, dude, he just beat you.
I'm dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
Zach, have you seen Carrie? Hi, Chip. Hi, Wes. Hi. Who are you?
Oh, this is Gary. The hotshot who just beat me at Defender.
You beat Zach at Defender?
Just once. It was a close game.
Oh, I'm Donna. Come on, Donna. We gotta find Carrie. Bye. See you later.
Wow. What a babe.
Yeah, she's okay.
Okay.
Compared to Zach's girl, Carrie, she's just okay.
I gotta go.
Everything is still on for tonight, right? 8:30. Yeah. But what about the fourth guy? You know, we need somebody small. Somebody who can move fast.
Yeah, and who won't chicken out.
I'm no chicken.
Anyway, I just don't think we should try at Cleo's. We should try to talk Carrie out of this.
There she is. Carrie. Are you ready to go? We don't have much time.
Carrie, are you sure we should try shoplifting at Cleo's? I heard Lisa Cook got busted there yesterday.
I don't see why not. We've been planning this all week.
But they've probably beefed up their security.
You're wrong. Now that they've caught somebody, they'll relax their guard, because they know the word's gonna get out. It'll be easy.
I don't know. What do you think? I'm getting a terrible feeling about all this. I don't know. Vicky, what do you think?
Oh, sure. Put the decision on me so Carrie can call me the chicken. You both know I don't want to do it at Cleo's.
I think Carrie's right. Anyway, Lisa Cook's a dope.
Look, Donna, if you're scared, you don't have to take anything. We'll just all pretend we're not together, okay?
Well, okay.
You three just stand around the dressing rooms and keep the sales lady busy, so I can put a blouse on under my sweater. If I get caught, you won't get in any trouble.
Okay.
But you're not afraid to lift some jewelry with me, are you?
I don't know. I've never done it before.
Just watch me. You'll see how easy it is. Right, Melanie?
Right. I don't care what Carrie thinks. I just can't go through with this. I've got to get out of it somehow. Oh no! There's my mom! I've got to go.
Melanie! Come on, Donna. Let her go.
Hi. Can I help you?
I'd like to look at some formals for my prom.
Right this way. We put these out today.
They better get this sales lady away from the dressing rooms.
I'm sorry, I was busy with another customer.
Okay. This is nice. How much is it?
It's about $88, but I don't think that they have it really in your size.
You! Hey, you!
Well, we're going to try some other places. We might be back.
Okay.
Bye-bye. You should have seen Carrie. She was so cool. She didn't even bat an eye when she hung up those 3 blouses. She just waved at the sales lady, and the sales lady smiled. I'm sure she didn't suspect a thing. Somebody else must have signaled that lady, because she couldn't have known that Carrie had taken that blouse. Carrie was just too cool. Even outside, she didn't try and run when the guard stopped her. She just looked him in the eye. That's what I would have done, too, but we didn't get caught.
Yeah, well, I don't care how cool she was. She must have done something wrong or she wouldn't have been caught. I mean, they never caught me.
I can't figure out how they knew she did it. They didn't pay that much attention to her. It really bugs me. How did they know? But it doesn't matter. It was just shoplifting. Everybody does it. Nothing's gonna happen to her.
That's how much you know, Vicky. Zach, I just called Carrie. She asked me to tell you that she can't use the phone and she can't see anybody. She's totally grounded, at least until her court date.
What court date?
She was arrested. They took her down to juvenile hall and booked her. Her parents had to come and get her out. She's really upset. So am I. I gotta go.
Hi. Where you going?
Hi, Gary.
Did I say something wrong?
Don't worry about it. You'll get another chance, and we got more important things to think about.
So what are we waiting for?
Yeah, let's go.
So what are we doing?
Not so loud. We'll find out.
Chip, you wait here till Gary and I get over the fence.
And there's no use you coming over until we see if there's anything worth taking. Now, Gary, the first thing you do is try to get in the foreman's office. And Wes, you're the lookout. Any sign of the cops, you whistle and we'll all run for it. Now, if everybody keeps their cool, nothing will go wrong, right?
Right.
Sure, Zach. I'm just glad I'm not climbing over that fence. It's too risky.
If the cops come, there's no way we get out of there.
Stage 2. You hit the foreman's office. I'll case the building. Okay?
Okay. Off the fence! Come on over here. You're under arrest. Where'd you get this from? That corner right over there.
Let's see us. This is no good. Don't freak out. Just be cool. Think. If Chip and Wes keep their mouths shut, they won't know we're here. Who am I kidding? They're gonna find us.
So what do you think, Frank? I know the witness said she only saw 2 suspects, but we know these 2 guys.
Picked him up with that Wilkins kid.
Yeah, about 8 months ago. You know, they always work in a group of 4 or 6, never in pairs.
Yeah, they hang around with that Thornton punk now.
So?
So, he's a chicken. We know he's behind a lot of trouble in this neighborhood. We can never nail him. Doesn't get his hands dirty. Just tells the other guys what to do. Probably split as soon as he saw us coming.
Yeah. All right, let's not waste any more time here. We got 2 of them.
Yeah, let's go.
You okay, Zach?
Lay off.
Are you sure?
I said lay off!
Hey. So when do we get out of here?
Wait a while. And they might come back.
So what did Chip and Wes get arrested for?
Did you hear everything those cops said about me? Who do they think they are? What makes them think they know so much about me?
I said, what did Chip and Wes get arrested for?
Joyriding!
Oh. Were you with them? How did you get away?
What kind of question is that?
I was just wondering if
you were there too, Gary.
What?
That night at Dan Bergen's party at the drive-in.
Hi, Zach. Are you here for the party?
I didn't even know there was one.
Didn't you hear? We sold a computer program.
What?
Dan and I designed a video game program, and a computer company bought it. We're celebrating tonight. Why don't you come in and join us?
No, I'm waiting for somebody.
Oh, come on. You and Dan used to be real good friends.
All right. I'll come in and say hi.
Look who I found outside.
My mentor, a computer genius. Come on, sit down. Hey, let me order you a burger. Coke? Anything you want. It's the least I can do.
Knock it off, Dan. Hey, what'd you guys do? Make $1 million bucks?
Almost.
Are you serious?
Not quite, but we made a lot.
No lie. Hey, how'd you do it?
Remember those computer games we used to make up? Well, certain companies buy them.
They do? Well, I got a bunch of those games. Who do I sell them to?
It's not that simple. They don't buy the ideas, they buy the programs. That's the hard part. Once we picked our idea, it took us 6 months to design and program it. But you could do the same thing, Zach.
Yeah, why don't you?
Yeah, maybe I will. Look, I gotta go. Congratulations. I'll see you later.
Zach, don't go out there.
Why? What's going on?
It's Chip and Wes. They got busted.
Oh.
Let me tell you what happened.
I gotta hear this one. You know the funny thing about that bust? I was the one who stole the car. The only reason Chip and Wes were riding around was because I wanted to meet Carrie. What a couple of geeks. They blew it in just 1 hour. You know, next time I steal a car, I'm gonna lend it to some guys that can keep their eyes open. Those guys are so stupid they deserve to get caught.
Well, what did they do? Why'd the cops stop them?
They were sloppy. They were in a hot car and they didn't watch for cops. One spotted them and pulled them right over.
Oh.
You know what it's like tonight, man? They should have seen that cop car sooner. They deserve to get busted, and they almost got us busted, too. You know, Chip almost got arrested a couple weeks ago. We were over on Oakwood Avenue, trashing up this old guy's yard, pulling up the weeds and the flowers and the dirt and everything. We were going to turn it into one solid slab of mud. Well, Chip forgot to find out where the end of the hose was. He turns on the water full blast, squirts him right in the face. He screamed so loud that the neighbors woke up. And then we really had to run for it.
That's Mr. Kessel's yard. I work for him.
That makes it even funnier.
Mr. Kessel, what happened?
Oh, Gary, someone came in the night. Why would anyone do such a thing?
I don't know, but we can get it cleaned up.
I'm afraid it's going to take longer than your regular 2 hours.
That's okay.
I can't afford to pay you any extra.
Don't worry about that. We'll get it cleaned up. So you did it!
I sure did.
I didn't think it was funny cleaning it up. And I don't think it's funny now.
Hey, lighten up, man. It was only a joke.
I'm not staying here any longer. I'm leaving.
You can't go yet.
I'm not waiting any longer. I'm leaving.
Okay, wait up. Hey, man. As long as we're here, look at all this stuff. There's gotta be something we can take. Or maybe we can just wreck something, you know? So those stupid cops will know there was somebody here.
You've got to be kidding. You think your luck's gonna last forever?
Those cops aren't gonna come back now.
Look, you can do whatever you want, Zach. But I'm leaving. I got better things to do with my time.
Hey, what's the point of busting in this place if we don't do something?
Yeah, I was asking myself that same thing. What was the point?
I really like the kind of Adam Ant-esque closing music. Actually, the music throughout is so great and 80s. Plus the kids writing video games and kids playing Defender and all that stuff. It just resonates, of course, because that's when I went to high school. Yeah, I was going to show you a film, but I couldn't get the telecine to come up in the program. It's because I accidentally pulled a cable out. That is my life. Cables will probably be the death of me in some way. Yeah. I'm Skip Elsheimer, and I collect old 16mm films, and I delight in showing them to you during our Lunchtime AV Geeks streaming show. So thank you for joining us. So that was Peer Pressure. That was a film made to talk about peer pressure. Probably not for high school students, probably for middle school and younger. As younger kids tend to model after older kids, and kids that see themselves portrayed on the screen don't necessarily identify with, especially teenagers. And teenagers are the worst. Yeah, so this next film is film. I actually have a telecine. If I adjust this without trying to pull the cable, there's a telecine right here. There's a camera in here that's aimed at the frame. There's a pulsing LED. There's a little sensor that measures when sprockets go past, so that you get a flicker-free image when we watch it. So this is Robot Revolution. Enjoy.
Events of the past and present shape tomorrow. Our vital concern is you. Our future depends on you. Before attempting to figure out where we're all going, it is imperative for us to have a strong awareness of where we have been. To untangle today's problems, we need to understand yesterday. This film series hopefully will in part make you aware of people, places, and events which have helped shape our nation and our world. Manufacturers Hanover is pleased to sponsor this educational film. Manufacturers Hanover, it's banking the way you want it to be. Today, a second industrial revolution is underway in the world of work. In factories and on assembly lines, industrial robots are improving productivity and creating new jobs in the growing field of robotics. The National Bureau of Standards demonstrates how a robot works with mechanical arm and computer brain.
The computer which controls this robot is attached to another computer which controls a voice synthesizer which controls this loudspeaker and allows the robot to talk to you. So if you'll listen carefully, the robot will introduce himself and then he'll tell you what he's going to do.
I am a robot. I have 6 joints. I will move and one at a time.
Okay, that's one joint. It moves back and forth. Second joint, he moves up and down. Third joint, he reaches out there and grabs you by the nose. The fourth joint, the fifth joint, and the sixth joint. Now the robot's been programmed to stack this box on top of the other, so that if we move the other box, it looks for it and doesn't find it.
I thought I put a box on this table.
Look some more.
I know I put a box here. Someone has taken this. Please put it back.
Finds the other box, moves over it, and sets it down.
I am finished.
In 1926, robots were just cinematic creations of diabolical scientists. Moviegoers thrilled to the film classic Metropolis, directed by Fritz Lang. Little did they know that science fiction would become assembly line fact in less than half a century.
Of course, everybody knows what a robot is. We've all seen them in the films, but I don't know how many people realize that it was 1922 that the word robot came into the English language. It was in a play called R.U.R., Rawson's Universal Robots, and right then we got our first idea that robots would be malevolent because the robots took over the world. And by 1940, though, we found out that robots could be benevolent because a writer named Isaac Asimov wrote a series of wonderful stories about robots who always did what was necessary in the best interest of human beings.
In the 1930s, talking robots were built primarily to amuse and entertain.
I can perform 36 separate and distinct acts. I can even distinguish colors. I can count on my fingers.
The industrial face of American factories was changing. Artisans and craftsmen made way for assembly lines and mass production. Workers lost their individuality. Jobs were less and less satisfying, more and more tedious. As the pace of progress quickened, industry looked for new ways to reduce costs and improve productivity. Automation was the answer. Science and technology helped to make American workers the most productive in the world. Through the 1940s and 1950s, assembly line equipment became more and more sophisticated. In nuclear research, a glimpse of the coming robot revolution, mechanical slave hands for studying radioactive materials. One small step in the search for a machine that would work like a human. As years passed, systems became more complex. So-called teleoperators expanded a scientist's ability to study and learn. To direct the device, the operator wore a skeletal control system that duplicated human movements as closely as possible. The unit also included a remotely controlled Land Rover and television camera that moved with the operator's head. Working in areas that might be contaminated by radiation and directed by the operator, the device brought back samples of plant and animal life. Meanwhile, despite increasing automation, productivity in America dipped from 3.4 to 2.3% in the years between 1947 and 1965. The slide continued through the 1970s, and interest grew in industrial robots. At the same time, computers shrank in size and cost, making them more and more practical as the brains for industrial robots. One of the earliest applications was for spot welding on automobile assembly lines. For spot welders, conditions were cramped, work tedious, shift after shift, day after day, year after year. Today, computerized robots with mechanical arms weld 24 hours a day, 52 weeks a year, with an uptime performance rate of 95%.
We have arrived at the point where robots can go to work in a broad spectrum of industrial jobs. They can increase the productivity in those jobs, and they can relieve human beings from the onerous environment or the debilitating effect of sheer boredom, of doing the routine activity over and over again.
One example, shaping tungsten bars in a Westinghouse lamp factory. Before, the worker walked 6 miles a day to and from the furnace and lifted about 9,000 pounds every shift. A dirty, hot, boring, and dangerous job. Today, a robot does the same work. Quality has improved, productivity increased. And while 2 jobs have been eliminated, the workers who filled them have been upgraded to better positions. The Tralfa robot, manufactured by the DeVilbiss Company, is used for assembly line spray painting. A disc is loaded into the memory unit, and the control switch is set for programming. A photocell senses when the part is in position and signals the operator, who sprays manually. Every movement he makes is converted to digital form and stored on the memory disk. The operator switches from programming to repeat when he is finished and Tralfa automatically duplicates the spray painting just as it was done manually. Less than 25 years old, the robot revolution is spreading around the world. In terms of robot population, Russia is 6th, Britain 5th, Italy 4th, West Germany 3rd, United States 2nd, and Japan 1st by a wide margin. By adopting American robot technology, the Japanese already have established a factory where robots are manufacturing robots. As a result, Japan's productivity growth exceeds 7% a year.
We in the United States have been a little bit slow. We have been suffering for quite a few years now in a declining productivity. And to bring that productivity back, robots are just one element of it. And we better use them, and we better use them fast, or we'll find out that the Japanese will outstrip us, even without a technological edge.
Cybotech, Unimation, Cincinnati Millicron, DeVilbiss, and other companies are stepping up production. America's robot population is growing by more than 400 a year. While automated machines can do only one assembly line job, industrial robots perform several. Retooling automated production lines often takes months. Robots can be reprogrammed in minutes. Although they cost up to $150,000, robots pay for themselves during an average lifetime of 8 years. By 1987, 15% of American assembly lines are expected to use robot technology. A step beyond, the lovable R2-D2 robot in Star Wars.
What a desolate place this is. Where do you think you're going? Well, I'm not going that way. It's much too rocky. This way is much easier. What makes you think there are settlements over there? Don't get technical with me. What mission? What are you talking about? I've just about had enough of you. Go that way. You'll be malfunctioning within a day, you near-fatted scrap pile. And don't let me catch you following me.
Americans may have their own household R2-D2s, says Joseph Engelberger of Unimation.
Let's let the robot do the dishes. Let's let the robot cook the convenience food. The robot certainly can clean the house. There'll be in the house a robot's pantry. Some people remember a thing called a butler's pantry, but in the robot's pantry, the robot will have all the spare parts for every appliance in the house. And it will have a program it'll put into its belly, and it'll go out and overnight repair your dishwasher or what have you. If the robot gets stuck, goes on the phone, calls the factory. A smarter robot says, oh, yes, we have that sort of thing now and again. Here's what you do about that. Now, who can repair, including the servicemen, can repair these things anymore? But a robotized house, the robot will certainly be a guard. The robot will not only warn you when there's a fire, but it'll go fight the fire. If somebody comes to your house and the voice print is wrong, it won't let them in. If somebody does break into the house, the robot will envelop them and hold them until such time as the police arrive. We should be able to build robots that would be servants, and they would create an industry that would give more jobs, I believe, to the human than were displaced when we took the human being out of the miserable industrial environment.
So remember me, Robert Q. Robot. I am never late. I never get tired. I never take a vacation. I will be seeing you someplace, sometime.
Phew. I saw that Star Wars clip and I rushed over to try to mute it. So hopefully the YouTube and Facebook copyright hammers won't come down on me. But we'll see. Who knows? It's such a fickle algorithm. There's your robots for you. Yeah, so things are looking up when it comes to robots. No, not quite, no. This next film is a management film by Calvin, and it's made for Alcoa. And this is The Hidden Grievance. Enjoy.
How's it going, Jake? Well, what's the matter? Something's eating on you.
Oh, I don't know. It must be the lights or something. My eyes never bothered me before.
Oh, when did this start?
Oh, about the time I started on this new part here. Must be close to work or something.
Well, tell you what. We'll get you a new setup here. A little more light right down on what you're doing. How's that sound to you?
Well, I hope it helps. This ain't no good.
Oh, we'll fix you up. Well, that ought to fix you up, huh, Jake?
Yeah, that takes care of one of my problems. But I got another one just as bad.
What is this other problem?
My legs. Boy, they're killing me.
I didn't know you had any trouble like that.
Well, I haven't had. Up until lately. This new setup here has me jumping up and down every 2 seconds like a monkey. It gets me right here.
Well, is there anything we can do about it?
Well, I don't know. Haven't thought much about that.
Well, Jake, we've never tried it before, but maybe a rubber mat. Something to stand on. That might be the answer.
I don't know.
Well, we'll try it, see if it doesn't help.
Yeah.
Well, how's it going, Jake? I see they got you fixed up with a rubber mat.
I'd like to sit down and talk to you sometime, Larry.
Got another problem?
Yeah, but this is a pretty serious one, you know. The kind you ought to sit down and talk over. Don't suppose now'd be a good time to do it?
Well, I am in a carpool. Let's take time. Come on back to my office. Okay. Chair right over there. Take the coat if you'd like. Now then, let's hear what's on your mind.
Well, I don't know exactly how to put it.
Oh, excuse me. Yes? Oh, 5 or 10 minutes. Relax. Listen to the radio or something. I'll be there in a jiffy. Jake, can I say something?
Sure.
We've known each other a long time. Don't beat around the bush. Just tell me right out. What's on your mind?
Okay. I want to be taken off the new job.
Why?
You don't know?
No.
But it's too tough. It's harder work. It calls for more precision. Why do you keep on giving the hard jobs to me, Larry?
So that's it. Well, Jake, it's a relief to know what's been eating on you. I wish you'd have told me sooner. You know, there's just one hitch.
A hitch?
You're wrong about the job. It's not harder. Doesn't call for any more skill than the other one.
But I'm the guy that's working on the job. Every one of those new dimensions is trickier to check.
It's just new to you, that's all. The measurements are a little different, but the tolerances are exactly the same. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about.
I don't quite see it that way, but, well, you're the boss.
You'll be all right once you get the hang of it.
Well, see you later.
How about that? Funny how it takes so long to get to the real gripe. Well, I hope this clears it up.
Well, now what? Didn't get to first base with him. I don't get it. I never get the easy jobs. It's not fair. Maybe the union could help me out on this. Yeah, that's what I should have done in the first place.
But Larry, this isn't something you can just brush off. This is now a formal complaint. Breach of contract because of discrimination in assignment of work.
Well, I thought it was all taken care of. I talked to him about it. I guess I just didn't get my point across.
Evidently, he felt he didn't get his across either.
Look, Tom, Jake has been given more special treatment than anybody else in the shop. His eyes bother him, so we put in more lights. We gave him a rubber mat to ease his aches and pains. But as for my loading all the tough jobs on him, he's all wet. What am I supposed to do? Consult with him before I hand out the easy jobs just to avoid a formal grievance?
Oh boy, got the union involved. That's a no-no. Yeah, that Calvin series. We see Calvin films pop up periodically. We had that. The last one was the Goodwill Ambassador, which was for salespeople. And this, as I said, this series is for managers, specifically ones that worked at Alcoa, and they're all open-ended. In that you have to discuss with your team, your management team, what the manager did wrong and what they should do to fix it. So, hidden grievance. I still have some more. I think I got like 15 or 20 of these, and I've been periodically showing them as I find them. And there's more out there that I run across every once in a while, so yeah, they're great. Let's see. This one is of, I think this is a Catholic. Ultimately, it's a Catholic film. It's called Bloomin' Human series. It's the Paulists, which was a group of Catholics, and I think they also did Insight, which was that crazy Twilight Zone-esque late night show that would come on television in the 70s. Anyways, I showed another one in this series called Billy's Mime. This one I don't think has mimes or clowns in it, but I don't know, I haven't seen this, so here we go. This is of Earphones and Goggles.
Okay, let's do it. Everybody up. Grab your neck and hit the deck.
Debbie, come on. You have to go to school. I think I'm catching a cold. Catch it later. Come on, up.
Debbie, I'm not kidding. Out of that sack? No.
Oh, why don't you go, Joe?
What?
Nothing. And don't forget to brush your teeth. How can I forget with you yelling at me?
I ain't hungry. Keep your mouth shut and eat your breakfast.
How can I eat my breakfast with my mouth shut?
Don't get smart.
I thought you wanted me to be smart.
All right, that's enough.
You got everything, Jimmy? Yeah. Don't forget your jacket. It's not cold.
Don't forget your head.
Here's your lunch, Claudette.
What is it?
Tuna fish sandwiches.
I had that yesterday.
Did it kill you?
No.
Then you're having it again today.
But, Dad.
Get going.
Hi, Claudette. Hi, Jimmy. Down by the river, down by the sea, Johnny took a bottle and he blamed it on me. I told Ma, she told Pa, and Johnny got a licking, so ha, ha, ha.
Hey, that's a nice pencil you got there. It's got an eraser and everything.
240 feet and 6 inches.
Harry! I'm open! Butterfinger!
Why you holding turkey?
Aren't we over here calling a turkey?
Get him, Jeff! Hey, Freddie, look at the flying saucer.
I don't see nothing.
That's funny. Oh, well.
Chapter 3, pages 11 through 20, the study of chronic malfeasance in post-Civil War chicken dressing. Then in geometry, show why figures C, D, and E are parallelograms, but figure F is not. For biology, have a scale drawing of a frog leg after diastasis, demonstrating pores and their relation to cranial activity in the main artery, plus all 20 questions on page 37 of your Spanish grammar book, and conjugate the verbs vivir, hacer, pensar, and beber in the preterite and pluperfect tenses, and fill the plastic model of the Chicago Zoo, in addition to being prepared to discuss Einstein's theory of relativity as it applies to the movie Jaws, and there'll be a kiss tomorrow on chlorophyll in the diet of worms, plus the 300-word report on the Sargasso Sea. Any questions?
Hi, Claudette. Hello, Jimmy.
How do you like that, you punk? Stop him, Steve! You dirty creep! I'll creep you yet. Beep, 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 beep.
Hi, King. What do you say, fella? Hey, don't just sit there. Put out the trash. What's the matter with you? Ellen, what's for dinner?
For a limited time only, all 38 of these great hits by the stars of the 50s for just $12.98. Simply write to Hits. That's Hits, H-I-T-S, care of the station to which you are now listening. I don't want to watch this. I want to see the game of the week.
And I want to watch Days of Our Love.
The game of the week.
Days of Our Love.
Game.
Love.
Game.
Love.
I said game.
Now look what you've done.
Me? Why, you...
Well...
Ellen, what's for dinner?
I don't hear the motorcycle anymore, and that's good. I don't hear my father yelling anymore, and that's good. I don't hear the hammer, and that's good. But also, I don't hear anything, and that's boring. Wait a minute, I know what to do. I don't see my parents arguing, and that's good. And I don't see the TV, and that's good. But also, I don't see anything, and that's boring. Wait a minute, I know what to do.
What a weird dude. He walked right by. Like he didn't even hear us.
Yeah. Let's hope his ears are open for the carnival tonight.
Claudette, you want to play volleyball?
Boy, is she stuck up.
Yeah, she acted like she didn't even see us.
Maybe she'll see us better at the carnival.
Yeah, maybe.
Welcome to the carnival, Mr. and Mrs. Nerney. Hi, Donald. Have a good time. Hello, Mrs. Lewinter. Hi, Arthur. Jimmy, Claudette. Welcome to the carnival. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen. See the wild and woolly Armo. Creeps and crawls and howls and growls. Like all wild beasts to the forest.
Hey, a loaf of bread, a pound of doggies, and all the mustard you can eat. Hey, get your Coney Island red hot
man. Hit the target and take home fries. Tank, Fisherman's Paradise. Right here.
How come you're not over at the carnival?
Yeah, come on and ride the bumpy cars with us.
Let's get out of here. They aren't even paying attention. Yeah, what dummies. All they do is sit around by that dumb tree.
Let's go.
Jimmy, why don't you go have some fun at the carnival?
'Cause I don't like the noise.
Well, what are you listening to with those earphones?
Noise.
What?
But it's my kind of noise.
Are you sure you won't change your mind?
No. I like it in here.
Claudette! Claudette!
That's almost. Yeah.
And now my impression of the French atomic bomb. They boom! Claudette, will you come and join me at the fair?
I don't want to.
Why not?
'Cause everything there is ugly.
And what is it you see with those strange little glasses you have?
Everything that's pretty.
Claudette, do you like me?
I guess so.
Then do something for me. Look over toward the fair for a few moments. If everything you see there is ugly, I'll leave you alone, and you can hide behind those glasses forever. I promise.
Oh, those nutty Catholics. So that's animated. That was a surprise. I wasn't expecting that. The others in this series, Bloomin' Human series, are live action mostly. So that was a little crazy. I think I got the fever. Roller skate fever. Here it is. Oh, and I should say really quickly, thank you so much, everybody, for donating coffee. You can donate coffee to AV Geeks. Caffeine, I love it. I can't. Iced tea, I like. Caffeine gets a little crazy for me. Sodas, not really into sodas, even diet sodas. So coffee, black coffee is what we use at AV Geeks. And so thank you so much, everybody, for donating some. Okay, now it's time to talk about roller skate fever. Enjoy. Sorry about that. Just kind of ended. And I was on the other side of the room. Yeah, Roller Skate Fever, man. Catch it. Let's see, one last film. Yeah, this is about folk traditions. It's called Hand-Me-Downs. Enjoy.
For many years, the house on the hill was a dream for the old pharmacist. When the house was finished and the furniture moved in, the new owner decided to spend the first night sitting by the fire and rocking in his chair and smoking his pipe. He hadn't any more than lighted his pipe till he heard a strange sound. It was a sound he hadn't heard for a long time, like the rolling of carriage wheels and the clippity-clop of horses' hooves. But before he could do anything about that, he heard another sound coming from the garden. It was the sound of digging. He grabbed his big flashlight and ran to the garden window and opened it. There was nothing. He said to himself on the way back to the chair, "Oh, couldn't be the wind because this is a quiet winter night, and I've just trimmed the branches around the house that would brush it. Huh, must be my imagination." But he hadn't any more than taken another puff till there was another sound, and this time it was the sound of men's footsteps. Not just one man, but several men coming up the cellar steps. He grabbed the poker and ran to the cellar door and opened it. Blackness. Nothing. No one. Maybe my imagination is playing tricks on me. He sat back in the chair and began puffing on his pipe again. There were no other sounds for a while. Finally, he got drowsy and went to sleep. Then there was a big sound, a big crash, like rocks coming out of the ceiling from sacks and dropping on the floor. He got up and switched on the light and looked. Everything was just as he had left it. No hole in the ceiling, nothing on the floor. This happened for a week. The same sounds every day, every night. Finally, he decided to sell the house. And he drove into town to do it. And when he got back to the house, he found that it was burned completely to the ground.
Ghost stories. North Carolina has hundreds. Why are they still around? And where did they come from? Ghost stories are part of our tradition.
When I was a little boy, my grandfather used to tell me stories all the time. I remember he used to sit by the fireplace and he'd tell me ghost stories and scare me half to death. And then, when my kids were little, I used to tell them the same stories. Now my grandchildren. And they get just as scared as I did when I heard them the first time.
Pat a cake, baker's man, bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it and toss it and mark it with B and put it in the oven for baby and me. Pat a cake, baker's man.
Traditions are things handed down from parents to children, and then to the children's children. Things passed from generation to generation.
1, 2,
What's my shoe?
3, 4,
Shit, do
5.
Sound familiar? We first hear traditional rhymes and songs when we are very young. Later on, we use these sayings ourselves.
The early bird always gets the worm.
A doctor a day keeps the apple away. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
2 heads are better than 1.
Don't count chickens before they hatch.
Cinderella!
Some of our traditions are rhymes and games.
Walked her slow, she met her bud. He took her to a picture show. How many kisses did he give her? 1, 2. Put my right foot in. I take my right foot out. I give my right foot a shake, 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 and turn myself about. Oh, here we go, Looby-Loo. Here we go, Looby-La. Here we go, Looby-Loo. On a Saturday night.
When our great-great-great-great-grandparents came to North Carolina, they brought their traditions with them. These traditions were passed from place to place and from person to person. Sometimes a song or a story changed a little as it was passed along, or a new song or story might be made up. Songs helped to pass the time while someone was working. If the work was fast, the song was fast. If the work was slow, so was the song. Some made-up songs were about things that really happened.
Hang down your head, Tom Doolittle. Hang down your head and cry. You killed poor Laura Foster, and now you're bound to die.
This time tomorrow, reckon where I'll be. Hadn't it been for Grayson, I'd be in Tennessee.
Hang down your head, Tom Doolittle. Hang down your head and cry.
You killed
poor Laura Foster, and now you're bound to die.
Some of North Carolina's old stories have been made into plays. One play tells the story of the lost colony.
It was the time of the corn harvest when we arrived, and the friendly Indians were giving thanks unto their God.
This is the first English child to be born in the New World, and here, God willing, beginneth a new nation.
In this hour, no ships shall leave England for the colony. Gentlemen, a Spanish armada is set to sail against us. And now, to arms. God save us.
This means the end of the colony. It will die.
And down the centuries that wait ahead, there'll be some whisper of our name, some mention and devotion to the dream that brought us here. And now, into the hand of God, we commend us.
Traditions are still part of our lives. But today, we learn about many of these traditions by watching television. Some of us spend more time watching television than we spend talking to other people.
Of course, when I was a little boy, we didn't have television. But my dad and some of the older people around used to tell us kids some great stories. I remember going on a hunting trip with my dad, and he'd tell me those old Jack tales. That Jack was always getting into something. Of course, I like to read good stories, too. And we used to love to sing and dance. We'd all get together at the community house and have big dances. The first time I met my wife was at one of those dances. I thought she was the prettiest girl I'd ever seen. And later, we got a radio, which was a miracle in those days. All kinds of music, stories, and then, of course, television and more entertainment. My grandchildren have seen television ever since they were tiny. I reckon they think television's been around forever. But you know, my grandson still likes to sit up on my lap and hear me tell stories.
Son, bring me a piece of coarse sandpaper, please.
Not all our traditions are spoken or sung. Some are things we do with our hands, crafts. These crafts are also passed down from parents to children.
Thank you.
Crafts are harder to learn than songs or stories. Like playing the piano or flying a plane, learning a craft takes time, and it takes skill to do these things well. Why were crafts started, and why do people still do craft work? A craft used to begin when people needed something, and the only way they could get it was to make it themselves. The first people in North Carolina needed jugs and bowls. They couldn't buy these things, but they could find clay and make their own. Today, people in North Carolina still carry on the traditional craft of pottery making. People have always needed furniture, and our area has always had many forests. So early people used wood from these forests to make their furniture. Later, furniture would be made in factories, but some craftsmen still build furniture the traditional handmade way. Early North Carolinians had to make most of the things they needed, and almost all these things were made at home. Families don't have to make their own quilts anymore, but some people still enjoy the craft of quilt making. 100 years ago, many people in North Carolina spun wool and cotton into thread, dyed the thread, and then used a hand loom to weave the thread into cloth. Some people still weave cloth on a hand loom, using the same designs and patterns their great-great-grandparents used. Today, most cloth is made on machines, in huge factories. What used to take a craftsman months to make, now can be produced in minutes. Most of the things we use today are sold in stores, and the things we buy are the same things early people had to make themselves. Should we weave cloth for towels and sheets? Should we make our own furniture instead of buying it in a store? Because we don't need to make these things, some of the old crafts are disappearing. But we are learning about other crafts in new ways. Now we don't need to make furniture or quilts or weave our own cloth, but we do want to know how these things can be done by hand. We want to make things for ourselves. We want to learn the stories and songs our grandparents learned. We want to know about traditions.
So that was made by North Carolina Department of Public Education. I think that's what I saw. But there were scenes of Raleigh, and there is this thing that happens at our state fair, which is called the Village of Yesteryear, where they actually, it's a big round building where they feature craftspeople doing various folk crafts. I used to love going to that when I was a kid. As an adult, it's hard for me to go back in there. Maybe at some point it'll click again. But unfortunately, we're not doing the state fair this year. It's been postponed, which makes me sad, but totally makes sense. You want to talk about bad crowd behavior? That's what the state fair is all about. Poor food choices, poor music choices, poor clothing choices, poor choices. State fair. Thanks everybody for tuning in today. It was a mixed bag of some things, some good, mostly good. There was some great 80s and 70s stuff that we saw, and I appreciate your time. I appreciate you checking in. I appreciate seeing some faces I haven't seen in a while. Jason, it's good to see you. But we'll be back tomorrow, Friday. And tomorrow I'm actually doing 2 shows. I'm doing my regular lunchtime show, and then I'm doing something with the Hunt Library with an expert. And we're doing a show called So You're Going to College. And this is films that were made for freshmen to learn what to expect going to college. And this is circa 1950s, late 60s, 70s. Just to kind of see like what college, how it's different. And certainly this semester, it's radically different. So that'll be tomorrow at 6 p.m. On same bad time, same bad channel. But thanks again. If you like what you saw, you can subscribe. You can buy some coffee. Go to AV Geeks, buy some DVDs, or just watch stuff and share it with your friends and family. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you again. Bye-bye. Looks like the countdown leader disappeared temporarily. So we'll look at this beautiful film can and say goodbye.